The coronavirus has stopped many of us from feeling motivated and driven to go out and do the things that we want to do because our whole lives have changed. And as a result, we're used to just staying still and waiting for something to happen. But we have so much free time that we could be using it in a more productive way. And in this video, what I want to do is to share with you how you can use your time in a more productive way by connecting to yourself and learning new skills in which they're going to help you to grow and develop in all different parts of life during the coronavirus and also out of it. And the first way we're going to start to do that is to understand your emotions and reconnect to your emotions during this time. We're used to living in a different world. We usually have our freedom, space, autonomy. We can do whatever we want whenever we want to do it. Whereas now, what's happened is that the governments have locked everything down. We are unable to live the authentic life we're used to living, doing the things we want to do and seeing the people we want to see. So what's happening is that your brain is going, well, I can't trust that anything I put my mind to is going to work out. I'm not going to be able to do that thing. So what's the point? I'm just going to sit still and wait for this pandemic to end. And once that happens, then, I can do it then. As I say that, I know that you've had those thoughts. I know that's what stopped you because it's stopping everyone, including me. I've had those thoughts myself. So it's quite normal to feel those feelings and think those thoughts. But what's not okay is that if you sit on those and take it as fact, because it's not. And the way we start to do that is to work out a new way to relate to this time. One in which you don't stay still, but you move forward. Because everyone else is staying still. And if you can move forward during this time, it's going to put you in the best space possible when the pandemic lifts. Because you have grown that whole part of your life while everyone else has stayed still and put you in the best possible place in which you can grow and develop and build your life after the coronavirus. So then what we need to do is to reframe the way that you see this time as a time in which you can grow and develop and those emotions can be used adequately rather than a time in which you have to stop, rest and do nothing. And once you start to do that, that productivity will start to grow because you'll start to have choices. And choices are something which are really important in terms of being motivated. Because if you don't feel you have a choice, your brain automatically clicks off and goes, there's no point in me trying this because there's a risk that it can't move forward. And you don't want to waste your time. You want to be doing the things that lead you to feel happy, content, safe. And trying something new is the worst thing in terms of feeling happy, content, safe because it might not work out. And I've spoken a lot about learning to live with failure in many of my other videos, so I won't talk about that today, but failure isn't a bad thing. It's just something which we have to get used to in order to succeed in the end. Our emotions have been refocused, and what's going to happen is that those emotions are still going to be knocking at the door of things that you want to achieve, things you want to build. But we might not have, again, the power or the space in which to do that because our choices have been limited. So then, rather than banging your head on that brick wall, hoping that something's going to change and you're going to be able to go out and do the things you want to do, why don't you start refocusing what your goals are? Because your goals can still be met, but maybe just on a lesser extent. As an example, you can't go to the gym, but maybe you can work out at home. Maybe you can't see your friends in person, but you could see them via Skype. You could actually start to build new ways to relate to people too. What many of people found is that they're actually connecting to people on a more authentic and more fun way too, because they're doing quizzes, they're learning more about those people, asking them questions that they've never asked them before because they've been out in the world and they've just let the environment and the place they are dictate what they talk about. Whereas if you don't have that, you're going to start to notice different things about those people, such as their homes, the way they look, if they've lost weight, if they've gained weight. You don't have anything around us dictating how we think about ourselves, what we feel, and also what we're going to talk about. So make sure that you reframe your goals because your goals can still be on point with what you want and actually tick that emotional box, but it doesn't mean that those goals are going to be what you were thinking they were going to be before the coronavirus hit. That doesn't mean that you're not going to grow at all. It just means you're going to grow in a different way. The next point, which leads nicely on to reframing your goals, is to reframe your relationships with others. And I've discussed this a little bit in the last point because we're starting to notice different things and talk in a different way to those people. But reframe the way you see them, because some of those old friends that you might have might actually not be on point with who you are right now. And also you could learn new things about the people who are in your life. It's all about shaping the way that you connect to others and yourself during this time because it's giving you a really authentic way to relate to the world. And Okay, it's authentic because everything's shut down, but that doesn't mean it's any less or more than it was before the coronavirus. Number 4, stop making excuses. And those excuses have been rooted in the fact that you haven't felt autonomous and in control during the coronavirus. You haven't had the choice to do the things you wanted to do. So the excuse is, I don't want to do anything while it's here because I only want to do those things. You need to stop saying that. You need to stop having excuses dictate how you think, act, and feel, because otherwise it's just going to keep you stopped, waiting for someone else to tell you when is the right time to do it. Whereas what is important is to focus on when you think it's the right time to do it. If it's right now, go and do it. Don't let those thoughts and points of view come up and dictate and stop you from living your life, because otherwise you're just going to feel sad, depressed, upset, and stuck, not being able to move forward in the way you want to. And remember, it's not going to be the way that you thought it might have been before the coronavirus. Stop making excuses. You're better than that. It's more important to take that risk, do something, and it not work out, rather than staying still and do nothing. Nothing can be gained from not trying. And the way that's going to help you to stop making excuses and stay on point is to plan out your time. Because those excuses come up and you go, I'll do it later, it's not the right time. Whereas if you scrap all of that and go, I'm going to do it at this time, it means that A, you're more likely to do it because you've set about the time, and B, you're an emotional mindset, which means you're more on point and driven to do it. We have no choice in many parts of our lives. Whereas if we can make a choice of when we're going to do something, it means that we're more likely to go and do it. And also we're going to feel even more proud. Even if we fail, we've achieved at trying something new. We've achieved at doing something and taking a little bit more of that power back. This whole video has been about making you feel motivated to make a change, to do something, to feel good about being you. We don't have the choice to do the things we're usually doing yet. That doesn't mean you can't do anything. And even if it means doing something which you never thought you would want to do, but now feels like the perfect time, that's a step in the right direction. Make sure you keep on making those steps. Make sure you stay motivated. And when this is all over, that mindset of motivation will stick with you, will allow you to keep on growing, developing, and working on those parts of life that you want to achieve. So on that note, I'm going to wish you all the best. Remember to like this video and subscribe to see plenty more to come. And also remember, stay on point, stay driven. And if you've got any questions you want me to answer to help you along your road, why don't you ask them in the comment section. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.